All right, now, like I said, they had a rough start out the gate. Rough start. Out the gate, it was ugly from three and everything. But that's not the point I'm trying to make on this play. The point on this is that players get in the right positions every single time, and then they end up selling themselves out because they hands. I've talked about this before, but literally people be in the right positions every single time. But then last second, boom, it's your arms. You hit the arm, you hit the wrist, hit the elbow. That little light touch is what's gonna stop you from being what's gonna stop you from being able to get that stop. That's what it is. And going to Luka. That lob pass is so deadly because, hey, that shooting, that especially in that first half, because he had Malik Beasley just hoisting shots up. I know they tell him to shoot. I'm gonna get into that a little later, but they was telling him to shoot, but he was just shooting everything. Like he touched it, and then you could kind of tell he was rushed into his shooting. So going back to this Luka lob though, anytime he gets down into his pick and roll, he's so good at like disguising his floaters with the lob. And not only just doing that, but he's patient with it. So like he's gonna wait a second. Wait until the player that he's reading commits to whatever they're trying to do, and then he's gonna make that decision, especially with these lobs and these floats. First time trying to live the TikToks, man. Hey, appreciate it. Appreciate the support. We live about every other day, hitting highlights live. So you got questions about it, just drop it down below. Let me know you got any questions about a breakdown I'm about to do. And we got the Russ debut right after this, so stay tuned. And this first half, they was not missing. And I ain't gonna lie, a shot like this, I'm living with that. I am living with that jumper right there, bro. Like, Luka, the thing is, when you get hot, you're bound to get cold. Unless it's like that Clippers-Kings game, which just didn't happen, but peep this right here with Reggie Bullock. He did a really good job of recovering. Chase over the top to Beasley. And then after Beasley gets down below, Bullock, instead of trying to just trail AD, he comes from the inside and gets underneath. So now if AD even wants to try to get that ball, he's going to have to jump over Bullock and through Bullock to get that ball. But now since Bullock got underneath him, it gives him a much better angle to be able to contest that and stop AD from getting that pass. This is about little angles. So like instead of trying to recover right here and just like trail him on his backside or towards his hip, Bullock gets straight underneath him and stays between him and the rim. And since Beasley led that pass to the rim like it was going to be a lob, he was able to get a hand on that and tip it out. Hey, right there, I ain't gonna lie, they missed that call. They missed that call right there. I'm pretty sure that was off of Bullock. Yeah, it was off of Bullock's leg. They missed it. But if you want to get playing time, anybody can do this right here. You hoop. You want to get more time on the court. Anybody can hustle for the ball. Anybody got the chance to be able to make a play on a loose ball. It's just about, do you want to put the effort in for it? Do you want to give up? Do you want to win? Those little things like that. So literally, easiest way to get playing time. I say this all the time. You literally just hustle. And by hustling, it shows your coach you want to win, and who does not want to have a winning player on the court? It's as simple as that. People overcomplicate it and say I got to do this, this, and that, but it's really not that complicated. Hey, now Josh Green. Josh Green has been great for Dallas all season. Josh Green, great for Dallas all season. But the thing, he came into the league, or even before he came into the league, high school player, top prospect. Best in the nation. I think went to Montverde, one of the top basketball schools in the country, highly recruited. Boom, college, and hit the league. And then like a lot of players gain an ego. They gain an ego. They want to think to themselves, oh, I'm the number one guy. I'm going to be the number one guy in high school. I'm going to be in college. I'm going to be in the NBA. But sometimes it's just not like that. Everybody's not that number one. Everybody's just not that good, unfortunately. But you just got to do what you do best. And once you do what you do best, that's what's going to make you unique, set you apart from everybody else. And the thing with Josh Green, he came into the league first year, no burn. He got no burn. Time was taken up. Tim Hardaway Jr., Dorian Finney-Smith, who else was there? Kleber's injured right now. He's still there. But that first year, there's no space at that wing position. Boom, second year comes around. He's kind of still in that same situation. But the thing he did in between that was that first year, he couldn't shoot at all. He had no jumper. No jumper at all. But he could hustle. But he had no jumper. So playing with Luka, you got to be able to shoot. Off season, boom, you could tell by this season that he put a lot of work in to be able to get that jumper right. Put a ton of work in. And so instead of trying to be like, oh, I'm the number one guy, I'm gonna try to play like the number one guy. In that summer, he put work in so that he could be better, so he could get time on the court. Instead of trying to say, oh, I'm gonna be a LeBron, I'm gonna be the number one, I'm gonna be a number two, like I was in high school. He just did what he just accumulated to his role. He got accustomed to what he had to do to get on the court. And that's where players get it confused. You got to just do what you got to do to get on the court at the end of the day. Regardless of what you think of yourself, it's about what your coach thinks. And so now coming into this season, they got injuries. The team's been hurt. Cleveland's been out. They traded Finney Smith. So now what does this do for Josh Green? It opens up the opportunity for minutes. He's got time to get some minutes on the court. And so since he put that work in and he prepared, he ain't know he was going to get this opportunity. He ain't know they was going to get Kyrie, trade Dorian Finney-Smith, open up some time at that wing spot. He ain't know they was going to deal with a bunch of injuries to start the season. But since he prepared, he was ready for the opportunity. And now that since they got Kyrie, they got their pieces and whatnot, he's a trusted player because he maximized the time that he had with his opportunities. Instead of sitting back and saying, oh, I'm going to be a number one player, and then he trained in the offseason like he was going to be Luka's number two. No, he just did what he needed to do, got on the court, and now he's making the best of it because he prepared for the opportunity. You never know when the opportunity is going to come. You never know when it's going to come. And Josh Green utilized that opportunity.
What's surprising to me is a team that's third in the league in points has scuffled so from the interior.
Hey, and I was going to say this too right here. The same thing about, give me 1 sec, hold on. Hold on, give me 1 sec. Right there, with Beasley, same thing with Beasley, is that his shots kind of looked a little rushed to start the game. If you watched it, you peeped, like he was just trying to forcing them all up, just shooting them, hoisting them. But it's kind of like they told him to shoot, AD told him to shoot, Brown told him to shoot, but you got to also be a great teammate, give him the ball in spots where you have to be, where you could be effective and take good, well-paced shots. But now the pace is up to him. He's got to be able to slow down, relax, stay calm. And you seen that in a little bit in the second half. That's how he got a couple shots to get knocked down. He just calmed himself down. He missed a few, but every shot he takes, he has the capability of making it. But if you speed yourself up, you're not gonna be able to get it. And then boom, just like that, they down 28 or 27. They down 27 because plays like this, they didn't want to guard the three. They did not want to guard the three at all. Like, come on, they hot at this point. They got like 6-7 threes in the first quarter. Maybe like 10 or so at this point in the game. Like, they hot. You got to step up. But like I was saying before, the good thing about getting hot is that you're bound to get cold. Unless it's like that Clippers game where no team just got cooled down. It was a matter of a couple plays that changed the course of the game. But Schroeder lost his shoe. Hey, peep Schroeder lost his shoe, bro. Hold on. Lost his shoe. Now, at this point, I was like, how come Tim Hardaway just didn't ask for the ball right back? Like, if that's me in the situation, I see his shoe is taking off. I'm just blowing by him. But they still ended up making the best of it. If you ain't peep, watch this, though. You're probably going to see this clip somewhere else, too. I don't even know why he'll try to switch on to Kyrie. He got no shoe on. Who do you think he is? He think you're going to switch on to Kyrie with one shoe on? It's just not happening, gang. You're going to get cooked. Just like he got right there, man. He touched earth. Like, come on, bro. And now you got these Jets going crazy. They just emoted on the sideline, gang. They just emoted. Bro. These are some Jets right here, bro. They just emoted. That's insane, bro. You got kids emoting on the sideline? Gang, that's insane, bro. Hey. That's a train right there, bro. That's a train right there, bro. You know what I'm doing? That's tragic. It is indeed, bro. And I ain't gonna lie, if I'm Justin Holiday, boom, I ain't gonna lie, I'm grabbing his arm right here, bro. You going down with me, bro. I'm hacking you. I ain't gonna lie. I'm sorry, you 38. But the thing is, you don't get hurt. It may be a little bruised, but you'll be all right. I'll still knock you down, though. You ain't gonna get this easy, too. Bump me out the way. Make me look like I'm tiny as hell. And on top of that, I'm a bench player. It don't matter about me taking a foul, man. I only play 15, 20 minutes a night if I'm Justin Holiday, man. Forget that. You ain't getting that, too. Not easy. And even then, you peep how he tried to foul him again after he got bumped. But it's just like, you got to foul him on the first hit. You can't try to hit him again right there. Like, you just out the play at that point. He's 260 going 15, 20 miles an hour. That's ridiculous. Hey, Pete Braun. Nope. Brown knew he wanted that block from as soon as he seen Kyrie get the ball. Right there, he was like, "Oh yeah." You see, as soon as he seen Kyrie grab that ball, he was like, "Okay, I gotta get Kyrie. I gotta get Kyrie." And he definitely got Kyrie for sure. Got him for sure. Hey, but the thing is, you're gonna be able to knock down shots. Yes, but they began to cool off at the end of the second quarter. They began to cool off a little bit. But they're gonna miss shots, but all because they miss a shot don't mean the possession is over. Possession not done with, gang. Gang, the possession is not done with. Luka missed. He's not gonna hit those every time. But now Braun even got caught on the wrong side of or no, it wasn't even Braun. My bad. That was Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt you box out. Nobody box out nowadays. It'd be getting confusing. But Vanderbilt did a great job of rebounding. I think he had like 15 rebounds this past night, just literally a few hours ago. But you got to get the rebound if you want to be able to secure the stop. So it don't matter if you don't get the rebound if they miss shots. Hey, and Vanderbilt, he got so many moving screens, all because he just literally just fights over the top every single time. He don't slow down. He don't care. He don't care. He's running through it every single time. And then the referees are going to be able to catch you sticking that shoulder out if you are fighting and trying your hardest to get over top of that screen. They're going to catch you. And Bullock was moving on top of that in the backcourt. It's tough to set screens. Super tough to set screens in the backcourt, especially in a situation like that. Man, that's one hell of a pass. It didn't do him justice because he ended up turning it over. But that once again shows you Vanderbilt's hustle. Like, look at this pass by Luka. It's literally on point, perfect. And Vanderbilt's all the way behind. Vanderbilt's behind this play. He's gone. Boom. Look how much he's able to cover that distance by the time that ball reaches Powell. Boom. He gets it literally straight out his hands. The ball is in his hands. He still hit that ball out. That's hustle. And every single time, you're going to see Vanderbilt play with urgency. Play defense with some sort of urgency. He's not going to slow down. If he gets out of a play, he's sprinting right back. He's not going to be a player who gets out the play and then gets mad because they out the play. He's going to try to get himself right back into the play. Hold on. Give me one sec. Pete this right here. Boom, Beasley. Beasley is behind this play. Now, are you going to now, do you think Bullock is really a threat around the rim? Nah, but he's an NBA player at the end of the day. He's an NBA player. He's going to be able to make this shot. If you throw this ball to Bullock right here, he'll be able to make the layup. And if you do throw it over to him and the help comes over, guess what happens now? You got shooter face guarding Luka at this top. So now Luka's kind of taken away. He's working hard to get this ball. But the person who's going to come over and stop Bullock, if you do look him off, instead of looking at this right here, because Vanderbilt's reading the ball. He's a ball hawk. So if you look off Bullock, he's in a pinch, and now you got Kyrie open in the corner for a skip. Instead of trying to run through your set, just read what you got before you even get to your set. Don't be a robot. Be a player. Be a player. Pete Vanderbilt. He's just one step ahead. This whole 27-point run was literally off only because of modern day Rodman for sure. That like he just hustles. He just hustles. And I don't think he gets the kind of appreciation that he should get for it because it's become a skilled game. Like today's become a skilled game. People always want to talk about offense, what everybody does, how they score, how they get handles and whatnot. But Vanderbilt is that guy that's like a Rodman, but they don't talk about it because the game's an offensive game. You know what I'm saying? So like it's kind of sad, but like he really should get paid more than he should because he hustles every single night. His energy is not going to go anywhere. And especially if the Lakers end up making a run, they put the pieces together, this game, they was looking, especially in the last 28 minutes of the game, they was looking very scary. Now Pete Vanderbilt, he got the switch on to Beasley. I couldn't show that part before. They're going to copyright it. So I had to cut the clips a little short. So, boom, you got the switch on to Beasley. Skip. Hard close. Now Vanderbilt's like, oh, yeah. He already sees Bullock right here. About to throw this pass right there. Because he can't really do much out this position except maybe rip through. But now he takes his ball and throws it straight over. He doesn't hesitate. And Vanderbilt just one step ahead and just jumps in the lane instead of trying to go out to his body. Boom, and he gets it too. Now right here, Vanderbilt's not the greatest offensive player, but since he hustles so much, he's gonna get some buckets. And in situations like this, he could get even more buckets. Now the key with this is for Vanderbilt not to leave a little too early, because now you see how we dive down. But the thing about diving, the thing about cutting, the thing about rolling is that you got to stay in the pocket of the pass. You got to stay where you're available to make that pass. And so you're going to see Schroeder attack, and the gap is still right here. The gap is not down here. You don't see Schroeder coming down. The gap is still right here. So he's got to stay in that gap. And then once he catches it, he can step into it and then go up to the rim. Instead of just moving straight off of instinct, he's got to be on the spot where he could be able to catch the ball. You know what I'm saying? He's got to move with the pocket. I did a video on Walker Kessler because he does it so good in his roles where he doesn't just sprint down to the rim. He stays in the pocket, shows his hands, makes himself available. That's vital, essential. And then Vando with another hustle play, man. I could have made a whole 10-minute video on all of Vando's defensive plays, but it's a little too much. There's a lot of things going on in this game I want to show too. So Vando literally just hustle, bro. Like he's just making efforts, bro. And people always ask how they get more playing time in games. It's so easy. I'll always say this. Literally just hustle, bro. Just hustle. Just hustle. Play hard, bro. Get yourself conditioned. Give me one sec. Hold on. Right back right quick. Now, boom. Reeves is running down. The thing is, when you get back in transition, your turn, you should be able to read kind of what's on your backside, what you got a feel of already, right? You kind of already got a feel of who's around you, where you need to go. And so now Troy Brown Jr. is underneath at the rim. If you're Reeves in the situation, if you peep Troy Brown Jr. is right there, and most players do, because it's kind of like if you don't really see it, you'll kind of see it and then kind of be like, okay, it's like a sixth sense within you, but you don't fully process it. But if you see this right here, boom, just go straight out to Hardaway because Troy Brown has a rim. So you can just go straight out as soon as you see Hardaway sitting in that corner about to be wide open. Hey, good defense is contagious, bro. Good defense is contagious. Good basketball is contagious. Communication is contagious. A lot of things in basketball are contagious, but it all starts with one player. The one player who started all of this was Jared Vanderbilt. Like we all know. Jared Vanderbilt, the one player to start this. And now, boom, you see Troy Brown Jr. Same play that kind of Vanderbilt made, where he jumped that handoff and made a play on it. Great hands by Troy Brown, because now everybody's got energy. They're ready to play. And so now the thing with this, if you're looking at this from Powell's situation, or any player who's about to initiate the handoff, the thing you got to be most careful with is if you see a player that's pushed up, because it already tells you they're trying to just deny that ball. They're trying to stop that pass from getting through. Or a player who's slowly approaching up into that handoff. You know what I'm saying? Who's slowly approaching, is creeping up close, but they're not really doing much, and they're kind of hunched a little bit so they could be able to sprint out, get a hand on that ball. Those are two players you got to watch out for if you're about to do a handoff. And now right here, it's this situation where the player is tied up against that handoff. And now Powell could do a better job of just waiting for Josh Green to come off of that handoff and really just hand the ball off instead of tossing it out. Because by tossing it out, there's more of a gap between Josh Green and Dwight Powell. So now this whole gap right here, Troy Brown has to be able to get a hand on that ball. More time in the air, boom. Troy Brown has more time to be able to hit that ball. And now you're just leaving yourself exposed. Troy Brown makes a great play, gets a hand on it, hits his foot, goes back the other way. Now this will be open so much in the pick and roll. If you're on this weak side corner, right? If you're on this weak side corner, this will be open so much, because if they do this hard hedge, somebody comes over on the help, that leaves one player playing two, this wing and this corner. So now the thing is, if they drop all the way low to see both, this wing is wide open. But now, if they're usually in position like this, like Josh Green is right here, where you're in between the two of them, he's not going to be able to see you, because the distance between this, like the angles you'd have to see, will just be ridiculous. Like you have to be all the way down here on this baseline or be all the way out here on the sideline to be able to actually see two. But the thing is, you got to go out and play two as well. So that cut right there is going to be open so many times. And if they take you away, then you got the wing, then you got the swing. And usually, say if you are Josh Green in the situation playing 1 with 2, I would make sure I get this corner first, make sure I know where they are, because they can make this cut and get this easy too, right? And then if you get this wing, though, then this player coming over on this hard hedge could rotate over, and that's not too much of a distance. It's a distance to cover, but it's not too much. It's doable. Rui Hachimura, great cut, like I just said. Now I think with Wood right there, boom, saw that possession. He took a little too long to make a decision, to be able to get faced up and read the defense and see what's actually going on. Because now you see he catches it, right? But as soon as you catch it, these two players are going back as quick as they can to be able to recover, to be able to get back to who they need to get back to. And so now Wood gets squared up, sees Braun, tries to take him on himself, but he should face up and try to get hold on right quick, and try to get one of his teammates the ball, because now they're playing off of rotations, they're playing off of closeouts. And one, try not to go too far deep down so you can be able to turn and you can actually read. Because now he takes us right here and he's up against Braun. He's right face to face with Braun. So that's so hard to be able to make a play out of. So come a little shorter, pause, and then after that you could be able to see Hardaway Jr. and see Ntilikina. So and you gotta make a bad play on that. Boom, turnover. Kind of players got to cut more. For sure, players got to cut more. It's so easy to get a bucket. It's gonna be a layup if you cut. It's just gonna be a layup if you cut. Like nothing other than a layup. And if it's not a layup, somebody's gonna come over, and then you're gonna be able to make a play to another teammate. A lot of players don't cut, but they really should, because there's so many open opportunities. What up, Obita? What up? Hey, great way to get positioned by AD. Great positioning. But peep his pace. Peep his demeanor. Look how relaxed he is. You see how calm he is? He's just standing. He's just walking. So what does this do to Powell? He's standing. He's just walking. But the thing is, the defender reacts to the player on offense. So now that AD was calm, relaxed, and then he makes that move, boom, he's got that first step, and now he's able to get that first angle onto Powell, clears him out underneath, and stops him from getting a 5-second violation on this baseline. And the thing right here, too, is that Luka also didn't recognize it. Boom, he had Troy Brown on the cut, so he's kind of worried about his defender and the ball. So he's not really reading much outside of that. So now Davis is open, and Luka kind of just sees his pass go right there. He's not able to process it and get to there in time. Great way by AD, though. Bigs can really use pace just as much as perimeter players. Like when perimeter players come off their ball screens or come off the off-ball screens, bigs can use the same pace. They can do the same thing. Everybody can use it. Let me tell you. Hey, Luka was picking out Braun. I ain't gonna lie. If you watch the game, Luka was picking out Braun. And then boom. But Braun made a good play right here. This is one of the few great defensive possessions. Braun's not as good as a perimeter defender anymore, but he used positions and used angles to be able to get to where he needed to, and just awareness. So notice how he closed out right here to Kyrie. He forces him middle, because if he tries to force him baseline like the typical coach concepts, he's gonna force him to space. And Kyrie, you give him space, he can knock down any shot in the world. Any shot in the world, if you give him space, he can knock it down. So now he forces him middle, where he has everybody on the court. You got Troy Brown, you got AD, you got Reeves. So now Kyrie, could he make the shot? Yes, but that's an insanely tough shot to make. And if he hits that, you'll live with it. It is what it is. Hey, Braun with the step-throughs lately, bro. I don't know what's gotten into Braun, but he's been doing a lot of step-throughs lately. And the Ntilikina fucked up on this one. Because notice where he comes. He comes to this pause. Notice where he goes. He goes out here, takes out this baseline, which opens up that gap in between Hardaway Jr. and Ntilikina and allows Braun to step through. If you're going to come here on this right here, step up into him and use your baseline as another defender. Use it as another defender. Instead of trying to come over here and try to get a contest on the shot. If he hits a shot fading away and you still in his face, Hardaway Jr. is on his side, so be it. You'll live with it. But anytime you come over on this baseline, make sure that you always use the baseline as another defender. Force him into it. Cut off as much space as possible. Hey, Kai, that's tough. Kai, that's just tough. Sometimes just gotta throw in some tough buckets in here, bro. Like, peep the footwork, though. Peep the footwork to start. Peep the footwork. Pirouette. Boom, right around Troy Brown Jr. Euro step to Reeves. Hangs in the air, switches to the left hand. That's just tough. That's just tough. Another step through by Braun, bro. Another step through. I don't know what it is. I don't know if he peeped it just watching his own film, but he's really been using a lot of step throughs. And you just can't do that. You can't put Holiday on Braun like that and just play him one-on-one. It's not gonna end well. And also the other thing about this, even though the role is not available, he works his way down towards that corner, and literally just by going straight down, you literally cut the distance at which you're closer. You're now closer to the rim, because just look at the dimensions of the court. Boom, the corner three is closer to the rim than the wing three. And the thing about defense is they're not going to cut you off from being able to go to the corner. They're not going to cut you off. So Brian literally just works his way down to the baseline, and judging by the distance, he gets closer to the rim. So now closer to the rim, less he has to do to be able to reach the rim and get to where he wants to. And so you see a lot of players literally just dribble down to the baseline, to that baseline mid-range area, because they're not going to cut you off because it's going to open up the middle. So they're just going to dribble down there, cut their distance short, and then be able to get into their moves. Great rotations. Great rotations. Great rotations. Luka gets a mismatch in the post, mid-post. Gets a mismatch. Now, at this point, swing around the horn. Swing around, but everybody's sharp. Everybody's sharp. Braun is sharp, too. You got Bullock. Bullock's not putting that ball on the ground. And he kind of got stuck because he now realized, damn, everybody recovered. Everybody recovered, so now he kind of got stuck. Boom. He's just stuck. Vanderbilt's coming over. He's just like, damn, who do I pass it to now? And before you know it, boom, shot clock's winding down. Shoot it. Just shoot it. So now it's just like, he shot it. Miss. Lakers get another stop. Boom. And AD. Hey, AD might be back. AD might be back. The AD that we know might be back. He just might be back. Because this game, it literally could just take one game for a player to get their rhythm. And AD, tonight, knowing what they got on the line with this season, hey, it seems like he may be getting back to what he was earlier in the season before the injury. And now it's just a matter of, will AD stay healthy? That shot was tough. Hey, that's an AD shot. That's the AD that we know, that's the shot he takes. And that's the shot he can make. And so him making the shot that late in the game with the game on the line may just tell us that AD might be AD once again. Oh, and this turnover, bro. They cut it off on the broadcast, so it's the only angle that they have. They don't have the real-time play. But that's just tough right there. Just sold this. And this is against the Mavs team. And Mavs, regardless of just getting Kyrie, it's kind of it's not too crazy of a fit. And so this shows you the potential of this Lakers squad. Now you're like, why the hell Braun just let him shoot a wide open three? Boom, peep the timeouts down here. Peep the timeouts. Lakers got 1. Mavs got 0. Mavs got 0 timeouts. 5.4 seconds left. And so now they're going to go to the free throw line. Yeah, and no D'Lo. That was a huge hit in the first half. Because since they had no D'Lo, they had to run everything through Shooter. And when Shooter was off the court, Braun may be off the court too. And they have no other point guard, no other playmaker in that lineup. So it got kind of tough on the offensive end, which is why you've seen some struggles. But luckily, Jared Vanderbilt was able to pick it up defensively, and now that translated to offense. A lot of basketball is contagious. Defense was contagious to offense because now you got your stops. Now you're able to get your rebounds. Now they get out in transition. One of the fastest playing teams in the league. And so, hold on. The shot by Braun, yeah. Mavs, no timeouts. Lakers, 1 timeout. They go to the free throw line. Maybe knock off a couple seconds off the clock. They have to inbound the ball. Take the ball all the way down and make a shot to tie the game. Hey, what MB did last night, and not going to happen too often. And although he did not beat the buzzer, it was still crazy. And then Schroeder. He is so good at doing this. At getting the ball and just running with it and taking time off the clock. So, they literally just did the same thing with Schroeder. And he knocks off 3 seconds from the clock. That's huge. You may be like, oh, it's 3 seconds, 3 or 5. But, like, realize, he gets fouled with 2 seconds. He can miss both. And they probably still have no chance. He ended up knocking them both down. But they still ended up having no chance because you got 2 seconds. And that means 1 second you rebound the ball, you catch it. And the other one literally got to be a shot thrown up. So even if you miss both, it was tough. And really by him ended up making both, By him making both, it kind of gave him more of a shot because now they're able to actually get a shot. Miss a short. Like I was saying, what Embiid did last night not going to happen too often. Ain't going to happen too often, bro. The Lakers may be some serious contenders going forward in the future.